Damon D'Amico here from D'Amico Dance Company in Houston, and this is Kristen Reinhardt, and this is our advanced recap class on October the 27th. And we did our Dancer's Choice class tonight based on a video of Maxence, Martin, and Virginie Grondin. And we played around with this little arm catch. Maybe I'll show you what it looks like. Really cool stuff, and it had some things, some elements that everybody probably needs to work on. Starts off cross-handed with a pull-through whip. So the guy's backed up and gave a little bit of a prep onto it, picked up the hand and caught the back and top of her left arm and straddle on four like normal. Then moving out of the way, I'm going to take my right hand from behind my head underneath and trap the top of her left wrist. That's the one that I can see at that time for 5 and 6. This causes the lady to do an open break. So it starts off with her feeling like we're going to do an 8 count pattern, and we turn it into a 6 by giving her the rotation and a little bit of extra speed catching the hand. Because we caught this wrist, she ends up doing a ball change. The heel of her right foot doesn't get to strike the ground when she recognizes that she's getting that open break soon enough. I don't want to really let her settle to the heel of the foot or she doesn't feel like I'm going to give her a redirect here. So I'm going to catch her short. The other thing you'll notice is that Kristen's left leg is bent and she's got her body upright, and you can see energy moving through her rib cage on the left side. I like to say that at the end of a prep, if there was a bungee connected to her in a linear fashion this way, then this bungee would be pulled that way. Then if you were to cut this bungee with the trapped energy that she has, she'd be able to continue to spin through space down the floor using the momentum she started with, okay? Now, one of the things that I'm going to do differently at the end of the pattern and getting to the 6 is I'm going to trade sides with her. So I'm going to move in front. Now, I'm going to show you a simple version on this where I don't do that yet, where I go 1, prep 2, catch 3 and 4, open 5, stay back 6, and just give her a free spin there and go back across. I lead this pattern often. The difference is on this one is that I'm going to trade sides of the slot. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, and I'm going to step forward on 6 so I get her to replace. That way she can spin across my back. Now, I was very deliberate in bringing the lady down the floor and giving her rotation here, because if you just give her this quick spin, you're going to miss her hip on this other side. So I'm really thinking about, in my head as I do this behind me, getting her to get on the foot and to turn and timing when that hip goes back and catching it on the other side. I have my hand over there waiting for her when she arrives, right? So this goes 5 and she's prepped on 6. I'm going to go ahead and do a triple step here and go 7, and I'm going to back up on 8 because I'm going to want her to move across in front of me. Lots of changing sides of the slot here. And from here I'm going to give her a triple step for 1 and 2, catching her with both wrists, 1 and 2, and I'm going to show this from the other side in a minute. Once I get her to the 1 and 2 right here, she's already on her left foot and I'm already on my right, but I want to give her a rock and go lead here in the true fashion of how he did this on the video. And so what I'll do is I'll soften into my right leg and send her farther into her left hip. If I stand upright and give her extra space, she's probably going to want to take a step backwards. So I'll soften into my leg, which makes her do the same, causing her to commit to the left foot, and I'll give that a bounce off of that 3 and 4, 5 and 6, anchor 7 and 8. I'm going to do that from the other side and talk about some of those finer points. So this goes 1, 2, 3 and 4, 5 and forward 6, 7 and 8, 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6, 7 and 8 from that side. So again, once I got her here on the 2, actually I should do from before the 2. So if we go right foot forward, there you go. If this was 8, this was 7 and 8, I'd like to bring her over here in front of me. So as she turns around on the 1 and, we'll pause on the 1 and, we go 1 and, my hand is still in contact with her and the heel of my hand and my wrist. I'm going to send her kind of diagonally away from the camera into my right wrist. So it moves her over in front of me. You can see that she's now farther from the camera than she was before, and then I'll sink her into that hip. So I'd like to do that again. So if we go 6, and we go 7 and 8, as I go to give her this spin, I can't just pull my hand down the slot. I need to bend my arm and keep my arm touching her as I start this spin lead. Instead of taking my arm away from her, I'm going to keep that touching her. I'm going to send her into my right wrist, forcefully keeping her on the diagonal. And from there, get her into that 3 and 4, 5 and 6, 7 and 8. Do that from the top. It goes 1, 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6, 7 and 8. 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6, 7 and 8. After that, they did a little fold and a clue that you can play with on your own. Thank you very much, Kristen. That's what we did in class. Thank y'all for being here.